Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Theodore Campbell once again, and I got another video for you guys. We still representing AF Shamel because, once again, he is doing some remarkable work with some of these coaches. That's not to take away from Iconic Replicas because they're doing absolutely amazing work. I would say they're the more detailed, more professional looking models. But again, if you're trying to get a coach that the big box stores might not produce, let's face it, some of the flies coaches on the road are not the how would you say, the monopoly huge companies. Some of these mama and papas have some unique looking buses, and as a bus enthusiast, you still want to represent them. So that would be a perfect example of this company right here. This company right here is called Werner, and I'm not talking about Werner, the truck company. For my CDL people, you know about Werner. They got the blue trucks. No, this is a different company. Werner is a company out of Philadelphia area. Now, for the people who might know this company, you know, I don't know what they started out with, but I remember them with Marcopolo Dinas. Now, Marcopolo Dinas is definitely a unique coach for the USA because there's not a lot of them over here, but there's a lot of them over in Mexico and stuff like that. Now, I'm not trying to, how would you say, offend anybody, but over in Mexico and stuff, those are considered high quality coaches. But over here, not so much. And I'm not saying that Marcopolo is not a good bus, but over here, a lot of us in America was not big fan of them, and I'm one of them. When I worked for Premier, we had, I think, 5 or 6 or 7 Marcopolo Dinas, and I hated driving that bus. I would say it was my least favorite bus to drive out of all the coaches I've ever driven. Neoplane is number 2, but Marcopolo Dina is number 1. Now, as far as Mexico and the other countries, it might be a better version. I've even seen some newer versions of the Marcopolo Dina, and them things look awesome. But as far as this model right here, not so much. But this video is not a video to knock the actual coach. Again, we still represent the companies that had these buses, and we still show love. Now, one company that I would say that was known for having these buses was Werner out of Philadelphia, PA. They had this unique paint style. Again, I'm not a super fan of the bus, but I know Werner for having these buses. Now, I don't know if Werner still have these buses anymore. Last time I was up that way, they was changing their fleet over to J models, which is an MCI. And I actually think most of those buses that they were getting were actually used Academy buses, because Werner never bought no new buses. They were old Academy buses, the old 1400s that we used to drive at Academy. When Academy was selling them, Werner bought them. And it kind of had the same paint scheme. But again, I might not like the bus, but it was still an iconic look for the industry. I remember in the Northeast, Werner having these coaches. Marcopolo Dina. Now, this is a 187 scale coach, HO scale. Once again, it's made by AF Shamel. I've said this in the many videos. I don't know what the material is. It's made out of some kind of foam board or cardboard. But he does an amazing job. Like this coach looks amazing. Even though I didn't like Marcopolo's, this coach looked amazing. He nailed it. And I'm going to be honest, I think he nails it on most of the coaches. There's only one bus that I posted so far that I critiqued really hard. And I was like, he kind of missed it. And that was that EL3 or the MCI E4500. Yeah, the paint job he killed. But the bus itself was, But all the other buses, he killed, even this Marcopolo. Once again, this is a bus from Philadelphia, PA. I don't know if they still got Dinas anymore. I think they went to MCIJ models, but this is the bus I remember from when I was out there on the road. This is the bus I remember seeing on the road. And it's iconic. Whether you like the bus or not, it's still iconic. So, again, shout out to AF Shamil. These are buses that, not iconic replicas. I doubt they will ever make because it's not a good business position because I don't think a whole lot of people would buy these buses. So, it makes sense. But if you just want to have a coach from your past or from your lifestyle or a bus that might not be able to make, again, this is it. And I think this bus is dope. I wouldn't want to drive it, but I think it's dope. Like, share, subscribe, get in the comments. Let me know what you think.